Welcome to the Girl Gang. I'm Katrina Gardner of Katrina and Create.
And I'm Dominique Goyette-Connerty of Evergreen Marketing. On this show, we're going to chat with women business owners in Massachusetts and those who support local women in business.
Because girls don't just want to have fun. They also want to sell real estate.
They want to open a brewery.
They want to teach others to invest in the stock market.
They want to take stunning photos, plan lavish parties, and help people recover from injuries.
Girls just want a podcast.
What can we say?
We're girls.
Welcome to Girls Just Wanna.
Welcome to Girls Just Wanna.
All right, we're back at it with more The Summer I Turned Pretty gossip.
Yeah, I can't stop talking about it.
We are adult women who are, quite frankly, obsessed with this show about a teenage love triangle.
The episode that came out this week, I literally watched it at like 7 a.m.
You did?
Good morning.
Good morning, Connie baby. Obsessed with his character. Can't fathom why, honestly, he's still like yearning and into Belly, because seeing how immature she acts.
Yeah.
And just like her relationship with Jeremiah, it gives me such ick.
Yeah.
And so as Conrad, I would be like, ugh, that is like not the type of girl that I'm into.
I know.
But I mean, obviously I'm team that they end up together.
Yeah.
Or that Conrad ends up with someone better.
Yeah. I know. The last time we talked about this, I was saying how I had been team Jeremiah, and I was already like starting to switch. And Jeremiah has just been this whole season. And then like, I mean, he was kind of cringe looking back, but anyway, I mean, Conrad was sometimes too, but this season he is not. He's doing great.
What did you think of this week's episode?
I thought it was great.
We're talking about, so for those who aren't following along, we're talking about episode 5 of season 3.
Yeah.
Again, of The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Yeah. And in this episode, a lot of it or part of it is told from Conrad's point of view. Like we get to hear his thought processes and stuff. So that was pretty interesting. I thought it was wild that Belly is wedding planning with all these things that Jeremiah specifically wants for the wedding, but he's nowhere to be found because he's too busy with his unpaid internship for his daddy.
As a Nepo baby. I could not with the mirror glazed cake.
Okay.
I could not.
My favorite TikTok I've seen about that is Jeremiah's cake budget, $750. Jeremiah's ring budget, $7.50.
Yeah.
Because like,
he's like, this is literally the one thing I cared about. And it's like, really?
The cacao.
You cared about the cacao percentage in a dark chocolate
and the mirror
cake?
glaze. First of all, that's not a wedding cake. Like, why are you so attached to it?
I don't know. He's being weird.
And then, I don't know, just the whole wedding planning thing.
Yeah.
It's been rough.
One small part of the storyline I'm excited to see more of is he mentioned, you know how the dad was like, oh, I'm going to pay for it now and we're going to have it at the club.
Yeah.
And then Jeremiah was telling Belly and he was like, oh yeah. And like his assistant Kaylee is like offered to help do the planning because she like does event stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And if you recall from last season, so Kaylee is the dad's assistant whom he cheated with on his wife when she was going through cancer treatment.
Yeah.
And Jeremiah doesn't know that.
Right.
Belly does.
Yeah,
and so
Belly made a little face.
Conrad.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested to see where that part of the storyline goes, even though it's literally such a minor part.
I didn't catch that while I was watching it, but then watching like TikToks and stuff, I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's interesting. My maybe controversial opinion was that I didn't like the peach scene and I didn't read the book. So I
didn't like it either.
I don't know.
I forget so much of the books though, and I've seen the like literary explanations of it and like the reasoning, and I guess that kind of makes sense, but it was a bit much. It was
I get it too. Yes, I'm also currently reading a book right now that had fruit like in the book as like yearning and longing and desire, like eating an orange. So like I read that, and then 2 days later I watched the peach scene. I'm like, enough with the freaking fruit.
Yeah, enough.
I'm like, it is not sexy in real life. I don't think so.
I didn't think it was sexy in the show. I was like, this is a bit much.
Yeah. I'm like, Belly, I think that the peach juice dripping down your chin is not attractive. I don't.
Yeah. I definitely wanted more from this episode, but I mean, I'll take what I can get because it was so much Connie content.
A lot of people have been disappointed online with the season.
Yeah.
I haven't been, maybe because I didn't read the book, so I'm just like along for the ride.
Yeah. It does give me something to look forward to every single Wednesday.
Same.
And as much as I was annoyed that they were just doing a 1-episode weekly release, I was like, okay, this gives me something to look forward to literally every week.
Through like
mid-September.
Yeah,
which is exciting.
But yeah, I'm definitely Team Conrad.
Yep.
Jeremiah can, I don't know, go mature.
Kick rocks. Yeah, he can kick rocks.
And that she's not going to Paris, and I'm like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
So if you don't watch The Summer I Turned Pretty and this last 5 minutes was just jibber jabber to you, sorry. And if you do and you want to share your opinions with us, you should DM us because we're definitely always open to talking about this show.
Yeah.
And we'd happily chit chat with you. So find us on Instagram and send us a DM.
Yep. Yes, please.
Ready for the guest?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Hey ladies, are you looking to grow your own local girl gang?
The Young Professional Women's Association has been named Worcester Region's Best Young Professionals Network for 7 years now.
YPWA offers countless social and professional opportunities to engage and empower local ladies like you and me.
Right now, Girls Just Wanna listeners can get discounted access to YPWA's annual membership.
Go to ypwaworcester.com and enter code podcast 2025 at checkout to receive $20 off their annual membership. Again, that promo code is podcast 2025. We hope to see you soon at YPWA events.
Welcome to Girls Just Wanna. Tiffany Lillie, the CEO of Girls Inc. Worcester, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Thanks so much for coming in on this beautiful Friday.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And we've been recommended to you, referred to you by Julie Bowditch, I believe, who is, the nonprofit queen of Worcester. And she's always hyping up all the other women in nonprofits. And she's like, you should talk to this one. You should talk to this one. But also we had Kat Aguilar on the podcast to talk about her candle business. She was, I think, our very first guest.
Yes.
And I know now she works with you over at Girls Inc. So many connections. So glad we can finally make this work and get to talk to you.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming. So how long have you been with Girls Inc.? Introduce, yourself and obviously the organization, and then we'll kind of get into it.
Yeah, so I have been with Girls Inc. for a little over a year and a half now. And I'm from Worcester, and I was working for Framingham Public Schools before, so it's for like 10 years. So it's kind of funny being from Worcester, born and raised, but having worked in Framingham for the last 10 years, because even though I live in Worcester, it feels like
you're in a different community.
Like a whole new place. But yeah, it's a little over a year and a half, and so it's been amazing. Like the team is really good. It's been really hard, so I try not to like sugarcoat it, but it has been really great. Like Kat's an amazing team member. She oversees all of our people and culture efforts, and everyone that has like joined our team has like really been 100% in and committed, and so it's been
like
great.
Risen to the occasion of 100%. What they need to be doing.
So it's been really nice.
So tell us about Girls Inc. Like the broad strokes. What does the organization do? What's the mission? What are you doing in the community?
So our organization is really about inspiring all girls to be strong, smart, and bold. We service all of Central Mass and Metro West. And we provide programming for participants 5 years old to 18 years old. And so we predominantly service girls, although we do have non-binary participants, and we're really open to anyone that feels like they would benefit from a pro-girl environment. And so we have recreation programs, education programs. We really specialize in career leadership programs. So that we start from like 5th grade, really honing in on career field trips, day in the life.
Oh, okay.
Internships, externships in high school. We have professionals come in every month to do like presentations, workshops. So there's a variety of different programs that kind of expose the girls to different career trajectories. A lot of it is around like demystifying what STEM is.
Okay.
I think sometimes they join the programs thinking it's like a lab coat.
Right.
And we're like, there's so many more things.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been really great. And we are just launching like a new program to follow them through college and career.
Nice.
And then even at the youngest levels, we're like redecorating our classrooms literally next week in the building to have like career exploration at the youngest, like at 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
So they'll have like stations for them to do different actual activities, whether it's like the doctor's office or the grocery store or things like that. So that, and the girls actually voted on it so that we can do more exploration play.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. So what ages are you serving? What's the age range? Is it start at 5?
It starts at 5 and it goes to 18. And so we really, it's over 1,000 girls a year.
Yeah, wow.
And it really is throughout that age range because we have our after school we have an after school program and that is really focused on probably 5 years old to 12 years old. And then we do have programs in the Worcester Public Schools, in Framingham Public Schools, in Spencer Public Schools, and those are more middle school focused.
Yeah.
And then our high school programs are more so in the evenings.
Okay.
So it's at all times of the day.
I mean, there's so much happening. There's
And
so much happening. You got so much going
on.
on.
Yeah, it is fun.
I bet that's so fun. I have a 4-year-old son, but he says that when he grows up, he wants to be a bus driver. And I'm like, that's a great career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
right?
you know, like when I was 5, I was, you know, I want to be an actress. I want to be a singer. I want to be, you know, all those like performing things.
Yeah.
But then I think giving the girls the outlet from that age of like all the different ways that you can explore and figure out what you want to be is so special.
And I didn't make this connection, I swear, until right now. But it's kind of like your organization is also like kind of what we're trying to do with the podcast, but just in a broader and you know, less hands-on way, of course, is the premise of Girls Just Want a Podcast is very much like girls don't just want to have fun. Girls want to do this and that and this and that. And you can be in any type of career field. You can do anything. You can own a business. You can lead an organization. You can be in STEM. You can be in the arts. You can, and the limits are, you know, the possibilities are endless. Yeah. And you're doing that, but in a much more hands-on, much more tangible way.
But it's just with different,
with the girls of the community. We're just kind of yapping on the mics, but that's fine.
But it's important. Like I think we expose them to all of those aspects as well, because it looks different and it should. Like that's what we want them to feel and see is that it is boundless, but also it can change, and that's exciting. Like the things I went to school for have nothing to do with what I do for my job. I take those skills, but I want them to also feel excited about it and be open to like whatever that looks like.
Yeah, and I think it's good to constantly be like, I do want to be a musician. No, I want to be a veterinarian. No, I want to, and
kind of pursue all those passions.
Right. Yeah. And like you can double major in school. You can, school's not for everyone. You can keep evolving. Like they're like, what did you go to school for? I'm like, I did go to school, but I'm also might go back to school. Like who knows? And it's an iterative process. And
what do
that's
you want to be when you grow up?
Right.
Don't know yet.
That's literally what I tell them. And I'm like, it's ongoing. And I want that for them as well, so that there's a level of pressure I'm seeing on young people in general that is challenging because yes, we need to make money. Yes, we have to pay our bills. All those things are real. And I think there is still an opportunity to be reflective and creative and like be open-minded around it.
Yeah. And that's a pressure that not just on young people, I feel like, I mean, I guess I'm still kind of young, but like even me, like a career professional, like went to school, has had multiple jobs, and I'm still like, what am I doing? Like, do I still want to, do I want to do something different? Like, could I do something else on top of this? Could I? So you're just always evolving. And I think growing up, we thought everything would fit into this one nice, tidy category of like, okay, I'm going to go to school and then I'm going to do this. And it's like you don't stay in that lane the whole time. You veer this way, you veer that way. You realize that this path wasn't the right one. You can always make a change. So that's an important kind of like lesson to tell them from the get-go, is like, hey, things are gonna probably go different than what you plan on. Like you're probably gonna, like you said, like maybe you'll study this thing, but then you'll do totally different, and then you'll be doing that and you'll realize maybe I want to study something else. And so it can just kind of always evolve. What was your path like when you were younger? Did you have I want to be an actress, I want to be a singer, and then that evolved? Like what were your I want to be when I grow up?
I feel like my path was a little bumpy, but I did feel like I knew I wanted to be with youth. Sure. Okay. Yeah, I thought I wanted to be a teacher, and then I did like student teaching in schools, and I was like, I don't think I want to be a teacher.
Exactly.
I like really don't do well with like super rigid structure. Although if you ask people I work with, they're like, she loves structure, so it's kind of funny.
It's case dependent.
Exactly. But yeah, I knew I always wanted to be with youth, but I think I've always like worked in different youth work community based spaces, and I've just always loved justice and leadership. And I think even though I've worked in different, like I worked for city government and nonprofit and schools and education, but I think I did different aspects of it. So teaching was not for me. And so I changed my major a lot, whether it was like education, psychology, neuroscience, all these different things. But I landed on neuroscience, but I do feel like it was the right fit for me to learn different aspects. And then I was like, maybe I'll be a therapist. And that was like, definitely no. I was like, I have like too much. I would take home everyone's problems. Like I can't sit there for like 8 hours a day.
Like a sponge.
And my partner's a therapist, but I'm like, I don't know how they do it, like to just sit there and listen to everyone for 8 hours a day. But so it definitely like took a lot longer for me. It was like 10 years to like figure out to get my bachelor's, but it allowed me to do a lot of different jobs while I was in college, to learn what I liked, what I didn't like. And still, I'm learning. Like, I did not think I would be at Girls Inc. I was in education for almost 10 years, and I loved it. And then when this opening came up, I was like, why not? Let me just try. I went to Girls Inc. I worked at Girls Inc. when I was younger, and
I wanted to talk about that. So it was like a coming home, right? Because I was reading the press release from when you got hired, and they were saying that Girls Inc. was actually like your first job.
Yeah, it definitely was.
So what were you doing the first time around, and then what is it like to come back all these years later as the leader, as the CEO?
Yeah.
Like quite the career jump. You really worked your way up that ladder.
It was like while I was still in high school, I did like a youth internship role, and then it started as like my first paid role, and then I worked there for like 4 years, and then I did I started off as like the program assistant, and I remember starting, and it was like all the thing. I was like gathering the colored pencils for the activity. I was just, whatever was asked of me was like the thing I had to do. And I loved it. It was like stressful in the summer, it's like 90 degrees. It's busy and it's chaotic, but it was great. And so I ended up working there for 4 years, I think. And then I left to do other organizations. And so when I came back, I actually worked at the other building first, where Nativity School is now.
Oh, okay.
Because it used to be a Girls Inc. building. And so we would go to Providence Street every now and again. And then I worked for another program called YouthNet at the time that was also out of the Providence Street Girls Inc. And so when I went for my interview for this position now, a year and a half ago, I was like, this looks so different, and it's beautiful. They've done a beautiful job like updating different parts of the building. And it was just like a very nostalgic but weird moment. And it is really awesome to have the job, and it just means you do everything. Like this morning, I literally was like cleaning out the fridge that like there's like things that like aren't assigned to people that I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I don't know who does this, so I have to figure these things out. But I love it, and I love like on our team with like the programming folks, and they're like, what are we going to do about this? And I'm like, we are the people that lead this organization. Like, we decide, you know? And so I've had a lot of mentors along my career that have really encouraged me and supported me and given me opportunities to lead. And so for me, it's really important to make sure that I also do that. So I'm sure I made a lot of mistakes, and I hope to continue to make mistakes, because I also want to model that for our team, that like, we're going to figure this out together. And have some fun doing it. And it's stressful, but it's all in the best interest of our participants, and like making sure that they get the highest quality experience, because we know how hard the world is. And so we're trying to equip them for that, but we also want them to know that they are like loved and cared for and supported, and that this is like a brave, safe space for them.
And so I want to talk more about the experience for the participants. So I think it's called the Girls Inc. experience, literally. And so what does that mean? What is this experience that you're providing for them? Obviously, you said it's about creating a safe space for them to be smart, strong, and bold, and to explore career paths, and to know that the possibilities are endless. What are like tangibly, some more of the programs that you're doing? I know there's the after school program, which I believe is drop-in.
It is drop-in, and there's like registration elements to it. But I think every program has like very core tenets. So we have a clinician as part of our staff, and all of our staff are trained across like mental health and behavioral health elements. And we have like clinical interns that support all of our programs. So really ensuring that there is, and like, the best way to put it to me is that like all of our programs have like the environmental support to ensure that our participants have what they need without feeling like ostracized for asking for it. Like that there's noise canceling headphones everywhere, that there is sensory materials everywhere. Like, I, as an adult, bring fidgets to most of my meetings, and I've seen a lot of people use them that you wouldn't think. And that's what we want, is to destigmatize whatever people may typically think is for someone that is having a hard time. Like, that's not necessarily, if our environment was just created for everyone, then we would just be more comfortable. And so we are really trying to be thoughtful about like lighting and the sensory items and having access to behavioral health. And the girls have picked out a lot of our materials, like including shopping for some of them. Like they've added massage chairs and like these like eye massagers and other things. So they all have access to those materials. So I think that is a big piece. All of our programs work in, so that element I think is critical because it's foundational to everything. The staff training for all of the staff, no matter what program you're in, like foundationally is over 90 hours. And so we changed that last year just to make sure that every staff member has identity development, behavioral health, really safety and security, so that they are figuring out not just the physical safety, but emotional safety. Our participants and girls are going through so much, and we want to create space to just like unpack that and not be like, okay, well, we're just going to move on with our day. But, you want to be sensitive and delicate, but you also want to be able to like create containment, So there's those pieces. There's also like, girls get their period, and so we're creating like, there's period packs everywhere. We have period parties. There's free disposable menstruation products. So like, I think just really creating a very pro-girl environment is really important. And then there's two other pieces around like affirmation stations are very much embedded throughout the space of like a lot of our mirrors have affirmation stations. We have a lot of volunteers that come in and write like positive letters to the participants. And
I think
really,
I've done that before.
Kat, well, thank you.
Kat set it up at a YPWA event, so I definitely wrote a letter.
Well, thank you. Like they open that when it's like when you're feeling sad or when you're feeling happy, or like just on the mirrors. And so I think that's important, of like passive and active ways to build and rebuild confidence at different ages. And then lastly, it is like diversity of activities and options. I think that keeping a young person's interest these days is really challenging.
Yeah.
And so I meet with the participants in an advisors group like every month at least. And so making sure that we are like staying up to date with what they need, want, and Girls Inc. headquarters, national, based out of New York City, is always developing and designing new curriculum that is research based so that we are able to adapt to that. So like we're adding a health and beauty bar this year in one of our rooms and an entrepreneurship space so that they really have the latest up to date spaces as well. So
very cool.
Yeah,
so much. So much.
No, there was.
I know. So cool. Sorry, like rambling, but I
no,
it's so cool.
All of it's so important. So cool. You're doing so much for the girls.
So many amazing things there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know. I wish I had something like that when I was growing up. I didn't participate in like a pro girl environment. We just had daycare and summer camp.
Right. While you were
my mom was just trying to go to work.
I know.
Same, yeah.
While you're talking about it, it made me think of, I know that girls can often go undiagnosed or not treated because, and I know this because my son was diagnosed with autism and I was recently diagnosed with ADHD and I've learned all about how like girls present these things differently and they don't really have that safe space necessarily in the everyday world because it's not necessarily recognized in the everyday world because a girl with ADHD is just like sitting quietly. She's not like bouncing off the walls necessarily. So being able to provide all of the resources and tools and just a safe space sounds incredible.
Yeah.
And something that hasn't always necessarily happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's challenging because I think we expect, like we as a society, I feel like we do everything for the middle. Yeah. And most people are not in the middle.
Yeah.
And so it's this like very challenging place to be. And so it's like we talk about folks that are marginalized as those who like live in the margins. And I think about when I was a kid literally drawing margins on my paper and like in school. And so I think about like who are those folks that are living out here in the margins? And it's like that's who we need to be designing our programs for because everyone else is going to be fine.
Yeah.
And whoever's in the margins, everyone will benefit from that.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, it will just be good for everyone. And that is not anyone's fault. And so like, I think destigmatizing a lot of that. And I like the other day, a staff member was like, we ran out of noise canceling headphones. And I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I love that all the kids just come and grab a basket and take what they need. And like, we have to get more, obviously. But like, I love that, you know, where the basket just used to be filled and like nobody would come and take one. And now it's like, come as you need. And they will take it for lunch, put it back, or take it for
and that they feel comfortable using them. And
so cool.
Right?
So it's a work in progress, but it is really cool.
Well, it's interesting you say that too. Girls Inc. has been in operation in Worcester for over 100 years now.
Yep.
Congratulations. I know you weren't there
I
back in 1916.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you know the history and whatever. And I'm sure programming for girls and our perspective and, you know, societal expectations and whatever, all of that has changed so much, obviously, over the past 100 plus years now. How do you see Girls Inc. like evolving in the next 100 years, which you also won't be here for? Sorry, but
I won't.
But you know, maybe at least under your tenure, under your leadership, you know, things have changed in the history. And what do you think will change going forward? How do you see Girls Inc. evolving to those needs?
I think that what I really would like and hope is that the tenets of like ensuring that you're always listening to who you serve is like always there.
Okay.
Which seems like obvious maybe, but I feel like that maybe hasn't always happened in the last 100 years, just as a society, you know what I mean? It's sort of like, you know, it's like sometimes you just create based off what you think you know. And so I think really important to always be listening to who you're serving. And I think for at least us in the next 5 years, hopefully, you know, we're finalizing our strategic plan. I really want to ensure that we're thinking more about power and how do we create like systems of power and access for our participants, like whether that's more access to like college credit, apprenticeship programs, more internships, more networks. I think that when you go into the world, it's a scary place, and navigating the world is really hard. And so I think ensuring that they feel like they have a network and resources that support them is really important to me, and I think to our entire team. And so when we think about how do we shift power, you know, I mean, I think historically power has been for men in our society. So I think, how do we create or share power with girls and young women? I really want to be thoughtful about that. So whatever that looks like, but yeah, I think that's really important. And then also creating very intentional places for them to also play, like for our youngest ages. Like we do all the tutoring and homework help and literacy support and all of that. And I think creating very thoughtful and intentional ways for them to play and like build real friendships and struggle through them. Like I call it building resilience, which is probably not the best thing, but like I just feel like it's okay. Like you're gonna be upset. We're gonna work through this. I think we have to work through that, and that's okay. And I love when they're able to like work through their problems, and I want to be a part of an organization that like cultivates the safe space for that.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's my non-polished answer for it, because I think we're working on a strategic plan, but I hope that it encompasses all those elements to some degree.
Yeah. How can people who are watching or listening support your organization, get involved, donate, volunteer? What are the ways that they can support the work that you're doing?
So we are girlsinkwworcester.org. We are on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram at Girls Inc. of Worcester. And there's so many ways to get involved. They can host an intern. They can come and volunteer for an afternoon. But honestly, just coming in for a tour, like I think that is always just a great way to just see what's happening. It doesn't always have to be a huge donation check, although we accept them. But I think like just seeing it and like spreading the word, I think is important.
Yeah, definitely.
Can I ask you all a question?
Sure.
Script. Yes. What would be like your advice to like a young girl today?
Oh, God.
Sorry.
No, that's
Flipping
okay.
the script.
I know, and I have a younger sister. You'd think I'd be prepared for this.
Because sometimes people ask me that, and I'm like, there's so much to say.
There is, yeah.
But it's hard.
I think it's like just try things, you know? And that's so I work with interns at my full-time job. And, you know, I'm always like, you know, just try it. Even if it's not like a paid opportunity. So this is for kind of like older. But even like the younger ones, just like crafting different things. Like if you're interested in it, just try it. Try making bracelets, try doing this, try soccer, try dance. Like, and you know, some of that comes with like, do you have the support to do those things? But I think the more things that you try and potentially fail, it's like all of those are just the best learning experiences to keep building you up to wherever you end up someday.
Yeah. I love that. I would say kind of similar to that is also just like, don't limit yourself. Like I think girls especially get put into boxes of like, these are the certain things that you're supposed to do or that you're supposed to want. And I like, and speaking culturally, I feel like there's still this stigma of like, you're supposed to grow up and you're supposed to get married and you're supposed to have kids and you're supposed to work a 9 to 5 and whatever. And it's like, and that's fine. That's great for some people. And if that's what you want, then that's what you want. But also ask yourself, is that really what I want? Like, I think a lot of people do it because we're just kind of going with the motions. Like you're just kind of like, well, I went to college because that's what I was supposed to do. And I got a job after because that was what I was supposed to do. And I moved out because that was what I was supposed to do. But it's like, okay, but you could do so many other things too. It's just like, it's society just kind of like in your ear, just being like, well, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
But you can also start a business, and you can also live at home. You can also not go to college. You can go to trade school. You can do certificate programs. Like,
so true.
I feel like so many people are pushed to follow the same path, and not everybody's cut from the same cloth, so it's not going to work for everybody. Like you said, there's people out on the margins that aren't in the middle, and there's other opportunities out there that you can just kind of question, like, is this really what I want, or is it what I'm being told that I want?
Yeah.
So kind of like question yourself more, be more curious, be willing to challenge the status quo.
Yeah.
I thought of something else too.
Okay.
That I've like.
I hope the little girls are listening. Here's our advice.
I wanted to talk about before, and I don't always think that I know how to say it that eloquently yet. But it's like, don't be afraid of being the weird one or something like that. And it's when I think of Taylor Swift being like the world's biggest superstar ever. Like she was not cool when she was in school because she was so passionately like going after the things that she really liked. So the kids in school were like, who's this weirdo with the guitar that's like always singing and like just jotting down like lyrics, and like, you know, they thought that she was weird, and she didn't let that stop her. And look at her now. And I think back to when I was in high school, and there were girls that I kind of, not that I thought that they were weird, but they kind of like weren't popular. And I think of them now, and I'm like, they're like, she's on Broadway and she's doing this and she's doing that, like, and they have like the most, like, one's working for Netflix, you know, like the most incredible things. So I always am like, you know, don't be afraid to be the Taylor Swift that's like just doing whatever they want.
Basically,
to do.
be Taylor Swift.
Be
that's our best.
Taylor Swift.
If you can be Taylor Swift, be Taylor Swift. But you know, besides that, just be you, I guess.
Perfect.
Until you can be Taylor Swift, and then
but don't be afraid to be you.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, thank you.
This has been great. That was a great question. Thank you so much. And we do like to end every episode by giving our guests the opportunity, like we did with Julie Bowdish, who I'm sure shouted you out, and 17 other people.
I know.
To shout out another woman in business, woman in, you know, leadership. Who do you have in mind who's kind of pioneering or just being awesome?
There's so many women out there being awesome.
I know.
I think that there is one organization that comes to mind of, I don't know if you all have met with RIA, Ready, Inspire, Act, but it is led by, there's a woman, it's led by Heather Whiteman, and then there's another woman that works in this area that, and it's an awesome organization that helps survivors of sex trafficking. And they just do a lot of like advocacy work and survivor work. And it's really amazing to just hear like how working alongside people is really amazing, but also just shifting the framework of like, I'm doing this for you versus I'm working with you. So yeah, they're really killing it, I think.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Tiffany, so much for
you.
coming
Thank
in.
you. I
This has
appreciate
been
it.
fun.
Yeah.
And we'll probably have to come by Girls Inc.
Yeah, come for a tour.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Want to show your love for all the local ladies in business? Girls Just Want a Podcast merch is now available on Etsy.
From stickers to mugs and hats to tumblers, you can rep your favorite gal gang wherever you go.
Your purchase helps us continue to rent studio space, upgrade our recording equipment, and pay for editing software.
Find Girls Just Want a merch on Katrina and Create's Etsy shop. Link is in the show notes.
Welcome to Heart It or Hate It.
Welcome.
Heart It or Hate It body scrubs, like the sugar or the salt or the coffee that you do in the shower.
Yeah, I mean, this is a hard one to qualify with a heart or a hate.
Okay.
Because those are two very, like, extremes.
Oh, are you new to this game that we play every single week? Jeez.
I mean, I like it when I have it, but I don't regularly have a body scrub.
Neither do I. But I just got one because I had a gift card at like Marshall's, and I was like, oh my God, I always forget that they have so much like beauty and hair and whatever products that are like usually extremely discounted. And I was like, you know what I would love to like splurge on with my gift card, which is fake money, is a body scrub. And so I got one, and I'm so excited to use it.
You just reminded me, I used to love one from Lush, and it was like a sea salt which if you're a Lush fan, I think you know of this product because it's like fan favorite, bestseller all the time. They recently, not recently, I think this was probably years ago, but at one point they like changed the ingredients, I think, so it lasts longer because a lot of Lush is like natural ingredients. Yeah. So that it like molds in your shower. You don't use it fast enough. But this one was pretty good. And it was supposed to be like salt water, seawater. To me, it smelled like a margarita. And I really enjoyed that. Yeah. And I would use it on my face. And
so you lather it all over your body so that you too would smell like a margarita.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm here, everybody. And they'd be like, are you an alcoholic? I used to love that, but I haven't regularly used a body scrub in years.
I've also seen stuff. I've seen different takes from like the dermatologists on TikTok, like about like, oh, those like don't use those on your skin, like they're too abrasive.
The one that I used was abrasive,
and I'm like, yeah, but that's kind of the point. I'm trying to like slough off all the dead skin.
Yeah, Lush also had a different one that wasn't coarse sea salt. It was like called Angels on something, and it had like lavender in it. That one was the one that would get moldy if I left it in my shower too long. Yeah. But like scrubbing with the lavender it felt like it was doing something, but it was like not. Yeah.
Like rough.
Yeah.
I do love the roughness though. I'm like, get any dead skin off of me.
Yeah.
I mean, you're basically like ripping off like your outermost layer of skin, I'm sure. But like, okay, I have so many other layers under there.
It feels like it's making you so clean.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
a good exfoliant.
You know what? I'm going Heart It.
Yeah.
I'm going to go buy one on the way home.
All right. Perfect. I Heart It too. All right. What do you got?
Heart It or Hate It, Summer Ween?
No,
it's not for you.
I'm assuming this is the summer version of Halloween, where Halloween starts earlier than October.
And I've been on like crafty TikTok lately, so I think this is how I figured it out. And it's like all the different craft shows and looking at people's different like vendor setups and blah blah blah, and like what's trending at craft shows. And all of those videos have been telling me like, oh, like in the summer you can really make big bucks doing Summerween and selling your Halloween stuff in the summer. And I'm like, really? Because I think Halloween decor is a vibe year round. I'm so excited that Michaels has their Halloween decor out now. I'm like, this is great. I'm ready
everybody has their Halloween stuff out now, which drives me insane. But I think it contributes to my end of summer anxiety, where it's like, no, like I feel like summer just started and now it's already ending. But it's really not. We still have several more weeks, but like all the stores put out the Halloween candy and the Halloween decor, and I'm just like, no.
I also bought Christmas pajamas yesterday, but that's another story.
Well,
so yeah, I think it's new to me, but there have been times like I have this cute little like ghosty t-shirt, and I'm like, I would love to wear this year round, but I don't think it's,
well received.
Right. But now I'm like, is it? Could I wear my ghost shirt?
I think you can do whatever you want.
Without judgment? No.
Well, no, you can, of course not. Yeah. But like you have to decide, like, do I care if people judge me about that? And the answer should probably be no.
Right.
But I'm not a Halloween person in general, so I'm definitely not a Summerween person.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Heart It just because I am a Halloween person in general.
Yeah.
So bring it on.
So I'm saying Hate It.
Okay.
All right. What was my other thing that I had? Oh, Heart It or Hate It pedicures.
Heart It.
Okay. Yeah. Heart It.
Yeah.
I
didn't get one for a long time.
I haven't got one. Oh, do you have one right now?
Yeah, this was from a few weeks ago.
Oh, good.
But
I haven't gotten one yet this like summer, and let me tell you, boy oh boy, do my feet need it. They are janky. Don't look at my feet.
My feet needed it. They were feeling a little rough.
Yeah, mine are rough, especially because I'm at the kickboxing studio like every day of the freaking week, and so we kickbox without shoes. Like you're on a mat, you're barefoot.
Yeah.
And over time, it really just, I feel like it really, and I'm also in the summer, I'm a no shoes kind of person. Like I'll walk around my yard and my house and my driveway without shoes on.
Yeah.
And obviously that definitely like ruins my skin, but whatever.
I also couldn't get a pedicure for a few years, and if you don't like talking about feet, like skip through this. Yeah. I had a toenail fungus for a couple of years that I think I got from hurting my toe doing box jumps. Interestingly enough.
Sure.
That's at least what I'm telling myself, because that sounds like the best reason for it to happen. But I was like, I'm not going to go get a pedicure with this like janky ass toe. That's terrible. Yeah. So for years, I didn't get pedicures. I didn't wear open toe shoes all summer long. I was wearing like
No, that's crazy.
What like my Rothy's, like the
I do love
Rothy's sneakers.
I do love Rothy's, but
I know it was rough. So, and then I like couldn't get it fixed because this was when I had Jamie and I was breastfeeding, and like they didn't want to take the nail off. They wanted to give me prescriptions, but you can't take them when you're breastfeeding. It was this like whole thing.
Yeah.
So it finally got fixed, and toenails take forever to grow out. Yeah. And then now I can do my pedicures again.
I love pedicures, and I didn't realize that there are people out there who don't like pedicures. Like they don't like having their feet touched.
Oh yeah, that's
and they don't like the cheese grater thing, which I get super ticklish with the grater thing on your skin.
Oh yeah.
But I love it because I'm like, get all the dead skin and the calluses.
Yeah, I get super ticklish. I have to like clench so I don't like kick her by accident.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, love it. It's such like a great, I don't do it that often. Like I don't do it regularly.
I wish I could do it more
Same.
often.
It's like a little treat.
Yeah.
But whenever I do it, I'm like, this is so worth it.
It feels like luxury.
Yeah.
So yeah, heart it.
Yeah, heart it.
What's your last one?
Heart it or hate it, donating services.
Heart it, I guess. There's you have to have good boundaries, you have to have a fine line, and you know, you obviously can't donate to everyone because then what the helly, but obviously I think it's, you know, generous and good if you can do it.
Yeah, I put this on here because I'm trying to right now like really grow out my branding photography, and I'm like, you know, I want to have a bigger portfolio for people to see before they book me, so I've started to reach out to people. So that's one of the reasons why I put it on here. But also like, you know, donating to nonprofits and things like that is always really nice to do when you have the means to do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like you said, I think it's good too for like lead generation.
Yeah.
Which like I think it's probably easier with you doing like brand photography, like, oh hey, like can I offer you this free brand photo session, and you do it once and it's done. Whereas like I feel like, you know, me, I'm offering email marketing, social media marketing. It's like, what am I gonna do? Offer to do it for free for 1 month and then like, oh, pay me after? Because it's like that's not gonna work. So
yeah.
But there, we know someone who who manages a nonprofit's like social media and stuff like for free all year round, and because that's just something that she felt passionately about, and so I think that's like great. But obviously, she can't do that for every single nonprofit she encounters. So
I've also seen photographers offer pet headshots for like dogs and cats that are up for adoption.
Oh,
and that's so sweet, and it like helps them get adopted because it's
like the cutest little headshot. Oh, that's nice.
So that's sweet. So yeah, I don't think I answered, but heart it.
Yeah, heart it.
Yeah,
that's nice of you. I was like, when Katrina told me she recently did this for someone, I was like, that was nice of you. She's like, yeah, I'm just the nicest. I was like, oh yeah, you're super nice. You could stand to be meaner.
I'm actually pretty mean sometimes.
No. All right, that's it for Heart It or Hate It in this week's episode, and we will see you next week.
Later, ladies.
Bye.